Hey fam, welcome back. Done Mother Amanda. Another one on. It's been a while since I've done this one. Not too long, but a little bit. Trans women and women's sports, and President Trump just signed an executive order, an immediate or executive order banning trans women and trans girls competing in female sports. It's caused a lot of uproar in the community, trans community, with some trans activists, and some of the legal places are trying to take it to court and have that repealed or blocked. I think this is no, I don't think I know. This is a definite win for women, and some may not see it this way, but it's also a win for trans people as well. Um, why this is because women have been getting hurt, physically hurt when trans women have been competing in women's sports. Women have been getting hurt and seriously hurt. Okay, and positions on teams and positions on podiums, college scholarships, and potential future in professional sports for some women have been taken away and stolen. That stuff that's just wrong. There's no excuse for it. Absolutely none. Except for the man transitioning to female, have a female appearance as a selfish, self-centered, ego-driven puke with an inferiority complex. It's time to grow up. Just because you can't handle it in men's sports does not mean you have the right to go up against women when you have a distinct physical advantage. Okay, it's not a ban against trans women competing in sports. It's not what it is. It's a banning trans women from competing in natural born women's sports. Okay, if you don't like that, there's nice leagues, and also create a trans league. Okay, a trans women's league, and if trans men want to do the same thing, they can do the same thing. Men are not worried about trans men in men's sports. Why? Because trans women aren't going still, even though they're going to be stronger, possibly faster. Trans women don't have pose a physical threat to women, or sorry, trans men do not pose a physical threat to men. They just don't. And it breaks my heart to have to see this happen. It's got to stop somewhere. Finally, it's happening, and that is a good thing. It's a definite win for women, and a win for the transsexual community and the transgender community. It's time to get your dignity back. Stand up on your own. Make a league, trans league. Join in a mixed league. Stop abusing women. There's no reason for it. All it is abuse. The abuse of women. And sorry, a trans woman is not an actual woman. Sorry, wrong. Because biology still matters. You wouldn't be transitioning from male to female if you were not male. You wouldn't need to. You're still a biological male. Same as I am. Biological male transitioning to a female appearance. I wish I was born female, but it's not the way it worked. If you have any respect and dignity for women at all, Those of you who are trans women doing only sports will stop. If you have any dignity and respect for any kind of respect for women. But of course you don't, because you believe in the abuse and neglect of women. And it's disgusting and repugnant. It's deranged thinking. This kind of trans ideology needs to stop. And so I'm glad there's been an executive ban on this. Trans women and women's sports. The women deserve better. Women and girls deserve better. They deserve to have that space for themselves. And however far they take it, that is however far they take it with their own sports. And stealing opportunities from girls is just outright wrong. It's not a right. You don't have a right as a trans woman to compete in women's sports. No, you don't have that right. Sorry if that truth hurts you. Too bad. Wah. Get over it. Have some dignity for yourself. And I can tell you have no dignity. I can tell those who are in women's sports and changing it for a woman and not having any kind of bottom surgery or anything done like that, I can tell you have no respect for your mother. Because if you had respect for your mother, you would consider what you're doing and not do what you're doing in women's sports. I want to cry and puke at the same time. This is just disgusting. Turning the trans community into a mockery. After all the decades of work those who have come before us have put in to get for us to be seen and be respected. Get to a place where we got to, for y'all to tear it apart. Well, now it's ending, and it needs to stay ended. Because trans women do not belong in women's sports. Too many get hurt, and seriously hurt. Oh, it's just, yeah. Hopefully somebody creates a bill in the Senate or Congress so it'll come to be a law, and then hopefully it'll be a criminal offense if trans women compete in women's sports. Well, like I said, also trans men do not worry about trans men. Even though the trans men are able to compete at a higher level than what they used to, they're still not at the level of biological male. I know there's trans men have won some titles. And it's still, men are not worried about trans men. Like trans women, like women are worried about trans men. And the narcissism, the misogyny in it. And just the utter hatred you have for women is ridiculous. So that's the only way to describe it is y'all have a hatred for women. It's because you worship Satan and you're evil. Yeah, I said you worship Satan and you're evil. Trans women who compete in women's sports worship Satan and you're evil. If you don't like it, I don't care. I do not care. You don't belong in women's sports. I don't belong in women's sports either. A mixed league or a trans league. There's enough out there to make a trans league. And if there's sports that need more trans women there to have a trans league in that particular sport, well, compete in a mixed league or compete in a men's league. Compete in a league that you biologically belong to, and it's male, not female. Sorry, you were not born with, if you're a trans female, you were not born with the ability or potential ability to become pregnant. And even after transitioning does not make you a woman, period. End of story, period. Don't like it? Too bad. Getting forced back into reality, I'm all for it. I'm all for you being forced back into reality. Maybe you'll grow up. Maybe you'll wake up and see what you're doing is wrong and it's harmful. One spot lost by a female because of a trans female is one too many. One female getting hurt and injured from a trans woman is one too many. And there's been more than one on each side of those. And when a trans woman hurts or injures a female, charges should be brought up against that trans person for assault. Because that's exactly what it is, assault. Men changing and exposing themselves in front of women has been a crime also. Trans women who have not had bottom surgery and still have their family jewelry there, that's a crime. That's a crime. People like that are called sexual deviants. SD for short. So I'm calling them streakers. But that's a crime. Exposing yourself unwanted in front of women is a crime. Getting in physical combat sports, trans woman versus a woman, is assault. That's a crime. It's not a sport, it's a crime. It's a biological male appearing to be female beating a biological female. Sorry, it's a crime. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. It's a crime and you should be held accountable and be in jail. And I just hope that there's a bill that goes in front of Congress and Senate that gets passed, permanently banning trans women in women's sports, stripping all the trans women of those titles that they stole from women. And they go to the appropriate person who deserves them, meaning the appropriate biological female who deserves those titles. Because of your insecurities and delusions, women have been injured and cheated and robbed. A trans woman is a biological male. There's only two sexes, two genders. It's a reality. It's a fact. Talk to a real biologist. They know the difference. Been that way for thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years. Men cannot become women and women cannot become men. I don't care whether you like it or not. Right now, it is a fact. Maybe someday science will be able to change the DNA for biological men to match biological women's DNA. Same with biological females to biological men DNA. These people are smart. And as smart as they are, they just haven't found a way yet. Maybe they're working on it. Who knows? Pretty sure they are. Sure they got somebody working on it. It's time to grow up and wake up. Or wake up and grow up. And stop treating females like a toilet bowl nugget. They deserve better. They deserve the respect and care. They deserve respect and care. They deserve their own spaces to be able to chase their dreams as far as it'll take them. Trans women who are robbing them of that. Just stop. Just stop. You can be so much better than that. Make a trans league. Break records. You'll make everybody make records immediately. New records in a new league. Make it your own league. Take pride in it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a good thing. God, be on the forefront of something new and special. Because it can be new and special. It can give hope to trans people coming up. You can be leaders in those trans sports. You can pave the way for other trans people in trans sports. God, and that's a good thing. That would be awesome. If I was 20 or 30 years younger, I'd be right on top of that, right in front of the line saying, hey, this is what we can do. Make our own trans and transsexual and transgender sports for those of us who go through the medical transition. I know we can do so much for the trans community. You can be pioneers in it. Something for other trans people coming up to, look forward to, and have it be their own like you have, like you can make it. Make it your own. Lead the way in trans sports. Leave women alone. They fought so hard to get where they're at. And to see trans people, trans women and women's sports tear it all apart and ruin it. I'm so glad that there's an executive order banning trans women in women's sports because we don't belong there. We just don't. Please, please be on the forefront of starting up trans leagues all over the place. As many as you can. I would love to see that happen. Heck, reach out to me. I'd be willing to try to do what I can do to help. Start that. Because sports is important to people. All people. Non-trans and trans. It's important to people. The thing we cannot do is ruin it for women. We do not belong in women's sports. Please do something you can be actually really remembered for. And have pride in that. Like, hey, I helped start this. Anyway, I know y'all got it in you to do that. Such a worthy cause. So anyway. That's something anybody wants to do and wants me to try to step up as much as I can. Reach out. Send me a message. I'll do what I can. I'm probably not going to be able to do much, but I'll do what I can. Just remember, you're all important. You all have worth and you all have value. And if no one told you that they love you today, I love you. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, have a great day.